So we've got to clear something up right off the bat. Successful people do not wake up early. Now it's an attractive idea, isn't it? If only I woke up at 5 a.m., my life would be changed forever. But here's the thing, it's not that simple. We're going to use one of our favorite frameworks to get into this, and we're going to break down some core habits of successful people. Welcome back to our channel, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. So let's go through these core habits one by one. Number 1, clear. Successful people are very clear on their goals, what they want to achieve, and how they're going to get there. They don't just wake up at 5 a.m., they have a plan, and they're intentional about it. Do you remember the last time you set goals for yourself? How clear were you on those goals? How actionable were they? Let's think about this for a second. You're a manager at a company, and you have 2 team members, Person A and Person B. Person A comes to you and says, "Hey, I want to get promoted this year." Person B comes to you and says, "I want to get promoted this year, and I'm going to do it by taking 3 courses, getting certified in project management, completing 3 internal development plans, and shadowing the next level manager to understand the scope." Who are you more likely to bet on for success? Person B, right? Even though both individuals may have the same intention, Person B is much more likely to succeed because their goal is clear, actionable, and specific. Think about it. The reason why so many people fail to achieve their goals is because their goals aren't clear. They might say things like, "I want to become a millionaire," or "I want to start a business." But when push comes to shove, they don't really know how or even if it's possible. So the first step to being successful is to set clear goals. By doing so, you'll be able to focus your time and energy on what matters most. Which brings us to number 2. Discipline. Successful people aren't necessarily more disciplined than the average person. Instead, they've built small, consistent habits that compound over time. For example, one of the ways we stay focused and motivated to create content every single week is by sticking to a routine. Every morning we get up at the same time. We make our bed, we have breakfast, and we check our emails. These are all small, seemingly insignificant habits, but they help us get into a state of mind where we're ready to tackle bigger challenges. If you want to build better habits, start with small ones. Commit to doing something every day for just 30 days. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be something as simple as reading 1 page of a book or studying for 30 minutes. By committing to these small habits every day, you'll eventually build momentum and be able to take on bigger challenges. Number 3, learning. We can all agree that the world is constantly changing and evolving. To stay ahead of the curve, you need to be a lifelong learner. This doesn't mean you have to go back to school and get another degree. It means you need to be curious, ask questions, and be open to new ideas. One way to do this is to make it a habit to read 1 book per month. Another way is to listen to podcasts while commuting or working out. By continuously learning and expanding your knowledge, you'll be able to adapt to change and stay ahead of the pack. Time. This one is a bit controversial because it's not one size fits all. Some people are more productive in the morning, others at night. However, if there was one piece of advice we could give you, it would be to find your peak productivity hours and schedule your most important tasks for that time. We've tried this approach ourselves, and it has helped us tremendously. Now, there are a lot of tools out there to help you manage your time. We personally use Notion and Google Calendar to keep track of our deadlines and appointments. However, you don't need to buy any fancy software to get started. All you need is a pen and paper or a digital calendar. What matters most is that you make a conscious effort to prioritize your time. When you start doing this, you'll realize that you have more time than you thought you did. Now, before we continue, we'd like to send a huge shout out to our supporters. Your support means the world to us, and we wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. So thank you. And if you're not already a supporter, consider joining our awesome community today. Now let's get back to the video. Energy. This is a new addition to our framework, and it's one that we believe is crucial for success. It's important to listen to your body and give it the rest it needs. This doesn't mean you have to lie in bed all day, but you shouldn't feel guilty about taking a break when you need one. Even short breaks can be beneficial for maintaining peak performance. One way to take a break without wasting time is to meditate for 5 minutes. Meditation has been proven to reduce stress and increase focus. If you want to learn how to meditate, there are plenty of resources available online. The bottom line is that you should make an effort to get enough sleep and take breaks when needed. If you do this, you'll be able to perform at your best, both mentally and physically. Relationships. Building relationships with other successful people is a great way to learn from their experience and stay motivated. When you surround yourself with positive and driven individuals, you'll be inspired to do your best work. It also helps to connect with people who are in the same boat as you. This way you can support each other and celebrate each other's successes. It's especially important for Gen Z to nurture their relationships because in today's digital age, it's easy to get lost in the sea of social media. By building meaningful connections with others, you'll be able to create a strong support system that will help you succeed. Failure. We know this one is hard to swallow, but successful people fail a lot more than the average person. In fact, some of the most successful people we know have failed multiple times before achieving success. This is because they're willing to take risks and put themselves out there despite the possibility of failure. As a member of Gen Z, you should embrace failure as a natural and necessary part of the journey towards success. Don't be afraid to take risks and put yourself out there. The worst that can happen is you fail and learn from the experience. At the end of the day, it's not whether you fail or succeed that matters, but rather how you respond to failure. By embracing failure and learning from it, you'll be able to bounce back quickly and achieve greater success. And finally, we have our bonus tip for Gen Z. There are some key characteristics that make you uniquely positioned for success. You are the most flexible, creative, and tech-savvy generation yet. You have the ability to build a personal brand or create content on platforms like TikTok or X. And no, we don't mean just posting funny videos or memes. We're talking about creating high-quality, engaging content that can reach a large audience. With the right tools like AI content generators, Canva or CapCut, you can produce content that is informative, entertaining, or inspiring. For example, you could create tutorials, product reviews, or motivational speeches. The possibilities are endless. But why is this important? Because in the age of social media, having a strong online presence is crucial for success. By leveraging the power of social media and your unique abilities as a Gen Z, you can position yourself for success in whatever field you pursue. We know this might sound easier said than done, but trust us, with some creativity and effort, you can create content that stands out from the crowd and makes a lasting impact. To wrap it all up, we want you to remember that being successful doesn't mean waking up at 5 a.m. every day and grinding non-stop until you make it big. Instead, it's about making small, consistent habits that compound over time. By setting clear goals, staying disciplined, learning continuously, managing your time and energy wisely, building relationships, embracing failure, and leveraging your unique position as a Gen Zer, you can pave your path to success. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it valuable, don't forget to show your support and subscribe to our channel. And as always, keep hustling and stay tuned for more tips and tricks.